How's it going, guys? This is Isolate here, bringing you PMC Season Number 3 playoffs team building session here. Sorry about that voice crack. Yeah, we're against the Grimbsy Town Grimers this week. Blue Rogue. We haven't battled him yet, but he is the number 1 seed. He only lost once um, this season, so that's actually it's obviously really good. And yeah, you can see his team right there that has carried him to victory. Yeah, let's go over his team real quick, and then we'll go over the team that I'm bringing. So first up, he has the Dragonite, very big threat as far as sweeping with Dragon Dance and whatnot. E-Speed is there for priority. Does get Defog if he wants to do that. It gets Thunder Wave as well. Dragon Tail. So it's interesting. Gets a lot of special moves too, so we gotta watch out for that if he does bring that, because he could do that too. It's just a great Dragon type, just very scary of a Pokemon just in general. Next up is Slowbro. Good defensive pivot. It's nice against Volcano. It's nice against a lot of my team. Like, depending on what set he thinks I'm gonna bring with Necrozma, it could be nice for Necrozma. It could also be nice for like Mienshao, Volcanion, Diggersby, Haxorus, Kabutops, Dodrio. Like, it's good against most of my team, so he's probably gonna bring that because it's just so easy to bring, just like so many times. He also has Entei, which is obviously a big offensive threat. Although I do have a few things for it. He might not bring because I have 3 water types. But I mean, he does have Stone Edge for it does get Stone Edge for Volcanion. It does get Bulldoze for Kabutops. So who knows? He'll do what he wants to do. But yeah, there it is. Next up is Weavile. Weavile is a pretty big threat to Necrozma, but overall, I mean, I think he will bring it. He hasn't brought it that much this season, but I definitely think it's a good option for him because it hits Weavile, which is something that he kind of needs to prep for, in my opinion. It's nice for Haxorus, it's nice for Necrozma, obviously. It's nice for Diggersby. It's nice for Dodrio. Like, he hasn't brought that much this season. Well, he's brought it 5 games, but out of 10, but he hasn't brought as much as I would expect. But yeah, that's that. So very offensive threat, as you can tell, it's a Weavile. So yeah, and he got it like 6th round or something. Yeah. Anyway, Hawlucha, he's only brought the Hawlucha once, so that's interesting. But I actually do think he might bring it this time because it's a pretty good fighting. It's fighting and flying, so it's really good against my team if you think about it, if you look at it. So it's obviously has that setup potential with the Unburden in Substitute and Swords Dance. That's usually what the set is, but he could do some other stuff with it. It does get Taunt and U-turn and stuff like that, so it's cool. He also has a Moongus, which is a pretty interesting Pokemon here. He could bring it again, 3 water types, but it's not like I'm bringing Kabutops and Wailord every game, so it's like, it's okay with having 3 water types in this case. And Volcanion's also a fire type. So he could bring it, but a few things on my team just absolutely nuke it. Obviously the Volcanion and the Necrozma hit it really hard, so does the Dodrio. So that's cool, but yeah. Next up is Registeel, very bulky Pokemon. It can take almost any one hit it can take almost any one hit in the game. It's like, it just has that kind of bulk, and it's crazy, You do have to pick either specially defensive or physically defensive with it, but I could see him bringing like a Shuckleberry counter set for my Diggersby, or even a Choppleberry counter set for my Mienshao. But yeah, that's that. Next up is my opponent. Sorry. Next up is Sandslash, which is his only rapid spinner. He does have Defog with Dragonite. I believe Hawlucha gets Defog as well. I'm not sure about that. I'll have to double check if I really want. But yeah, it's really his only like solid way of hazard removal, because obviously you don't want to take up a move slot from Dragonite going for Defog, and same with Hawlucha. If he even gets it again, I don't even know. But yeah, it's actually very bulky. I think he could bring it matches up decently against my team. One thing that's good against Slowbro is my Magnezone. So if he brings Sandslash for Magnezone, it's pretty good for him. He also has Comfey, which is his fairy. It's a pretty cool fairy. It gets priority synthesis, priority leech seed, because that's its ability, triage, whatever. Priority, it gives priority to healing moves. It's also got some good special bulk, but it has a pretty bad HP stat, like base 51, I think. So hopefully we'll be able to take advantage of that if he does bring it. Next up is Hoopa. Now, Hoopa's a great wall breaker. It's got really good stats all around. The only two things that lets it down are defense and speed. It's only got base 70 speed, and its defense is like base 60 or something. Or maybe I'm not sure if it's base 60 or base 70, but it's got poor defense. So yeah, and I do have a Skun tank that can wall it, but it's nice for Necrozma. You know, he might bring it for another answer to Necrozma. He has many things on his team for Necrozma, but hopefully the set's gonna knock him off guard there. So um, last but not least, he has Raichu, which again, electric types do pretty good against me because you know 3 water types. But I do also have Magnezone. You know, I have Haxorus. I have Whimsicott who can take hits. I have Diggersby who can take electric hits. But you know, I've got a decent electric weakness, I guess you'd say. But I also do have some things to take hits on that side. It does also get Focus Blast for Magnezone, so he wouldn't have to pick between Hidden Power Ground and Hidden Power Ice. He can just go Hidden Power Ice for Haxorus and Whimsicott, and then just go Focus Blast if he doesn't want to bring that. He's brought Raichu a lot of times, which is crazy. He doesn't have anything on the leaderboard, but that's because he's so diverse with his team. Like he hasn't brought anything more than 6 times. I'm pretty sure he's brought Raichu 5 times. I think it was Slowbro that he has brought 6 times, and then I'll check right now just because why the hell not? But yeah, he doesn't have anything on the leaderboard and anything in the top 10 like league leaders as far as like MVP and whatnot. But like that's because he uses his team very well. Like he really goes into his team pretty well. Like he's used everything a lot except for Hawlucha, and you'd expect Hawlucha to come a lot more, right? So yeah, actually no, yeah, Slowbro and Dragonite are the two that he's used 6 times, and that's the most. And then he uses Sandslash 5 times. He's used Raichu 5 times. You know, things that you wouldn't expect you to use that much. He didn't. Here he is using. He's only used a Moongus 3 times as well. So he's a pretty good battler, obviously, getting here. So we're gonna try to give him a run for his money to get to the semifinals. And yeah, so here we have our Necrozma set. Earthquake, Psycho Cut, Swords Dance, and Night Slash with a Culver Berry to take a hit from Weavile. Even better. I mean, we wouldn't die to an Adamant Life Orb knockoff, even if we had lefties, but this makes us take it even better. Like, if we're whittled, then Culver Berry really helps us. We have Prism Armor to be able to take super effective damage, not as much, obviously, so that's its like only ability. So, yeah, after we get an SD up, this thing kind of goes to town on his team here. A +2 EQ does Oko a Weavile. I have EQ there because it hits. I had Brick Break originally for the Weavile, but I'm probably not gonna be staying in unless I already have. I mean, if I do force a switch on him, like if he has like Comfey in there or something and he doesn't want to get set up on, or a Moongus, you know, he could switch into He wouldn't switch into Weavile, would he? Maybe he would, but if I am at +2, I OCO, you know, Weavile with EQ. And I want an EQ there because it hits Entei harder, it hits Registeel harder, it hits Raichu harder. We have Night Slash there for Slowbro. Physically defensive Slowbro still has a chance to get 2 KO'd by a +2 Night Slash, so that's definitely clutch. And then Psycho Cut, just gonna sit there and do some damage to a lot of his team. Hopefully this can put in work. I'm battling later today, so yeah, this should be cool. Oh, also I changed the layout. I changed it to purple. I don't know if you know. I don't think I mentioned that, but yeah, it's pretty cool. I don't know. I just wanted to change it up, see how it looked, because the red was kind of it really popped out, right? Next up is Wailord. We're bringing FizzDev Wailord with no item to be able to switch into Weavile. Now again, Weavile's a pretty big threat if he does bring like low kick for Magnezone and whatnot. It could be a problem for my team. But Wailord switches in on every time. Adamant Life Orb knockoff just doesn't do enough to us, you know? It does like 30 to 35% or something like that, you know, give or take. We can take 2 of those. We can Rest Up, Sleep Talk, Toxic, Ice Beam. This set can 1v1 a lot of this team. We can't do anything to Registeel, unfortunately. But we can 1v1 Sandslash, we can 1v1 Slowbro, unless he starts setting up with Calm Mind. That would be bad. But yeah, we can probably 1v1 Hawlucha, as long as he doesn't get a free sub up. We can obviously 1v1 Entei, we can obviously 1v1 Weavile. Comfey, we should be able to. I do have Oblivious, so he can't taunt us. So he will just be able to Toxic, and if he has Aromatherapy, so be it. But, oh well, we might be able to 1v1 Amoonguss because of that Ice Beam. I'm not sure though. It really depends on his set and whatnot, but because we do have the this could be a switch in to Amoonguss, because you know it's cool. Because they do have the Sleep Talk there, and then he's got Dragonite, which I have Ice Beam there for to do better against Dragonite. And yeah, this thing is kind of just here, right? Next up is Hazard. This set is not. I believe I changed this setup a little bit. I think I changed. Hold up. Yes. Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I funked. He might bring HP Ground, but I put Sleep Talk on this with the Black Sludge. I didn't want to go Safety Goggles because I did want the recovery, and I felt like just if he doesn't bring a Moongus, there's no point in having, you know, the Safety Goggles. I'd rather waste a move than waste an item, and I feel like Black Sludge is gonna be great. We have Defog there because I don't want him to get up hazards against me. Even if the only hazards would be Stealth Rocks, and Stealth Rocks don't kill my team, well, at least the team that I'm bringing, you know, I'd still rather, you know, I'd still rather have him off the field. I don't really want that. This thing is also what I need for Hoopa. We can switch in, and as long as he's not some crazy set, or if he doubles, you know, we're fine. We can just pursue him. He's gone. I don't even think he needs a switch in order to drop to a pursuit. I don't know. I'll calculate later. But yeah, Sleep Talk. I can just switch in Amoonguss every time. He might bring HP Ground for my Magnezone, and in which that would do a lot to Skuntank. But if he doesn't bring that, I'm pretty sure I can 1v1 him. As long as he doesn't have like Leech Heat or Synthesis or anything like that. Like that would be annoying. But you know, with the Sleep Talk, that's good. So next up is yeah, this thing is also nice for Raichu, just in case. So that's pretty cool. I did a Fire Blast over Sleep Talk, but then I changed it, obviously. Next up is Whimsicott, Fizz Death. This is my switch into Dragonite pretty much every time. You know, we have the Encore Lychee knockoff Giga Drain, because I actually do want to knock off some items. You know, it's going to be really cool if we can knock off, you know, Recovery from Registeel or Sandslash or Comfey or Slowbro or Amoonguss. You know, if we can just knock off, you know, leftovers or anything like that, that's going to be good. If we can knock off a Life Orb from Weavile as it switches in, that would be cool. Probably not going to switch into me, but you know, we have Encore there because if I do switch into Dragonite as he D-dances and he thinks, okay, I can just Fire Punch him next turn, I can get that Encore off. If he is Z-Fly, and that actually does break through Encore, which is annoying, but you know, it also breaks through Imprison, so just because I learned that the hard way last night. I was running a Prison Transforms Miracle. Someone just blowed me back with a freaking Z move. Oh well. But yeah, we have Encore there because if he's not the Z move and he just have like Fire Punch or just regular Fly or something like that, or if he's already used the Z move, I can just Encore him and he'll be stuck in a D-dance because I am obviously Prankster. And then I can just Lead Cheat, and once the Encore runs out, or once the Encore once the Encore is ended, once the Encore is ended, we can just Encore again. I wouldn't run the risk of him predicting the Encore and switching, so I'd predict that, because if he gets enough D-dances up, he can just kind of sweep my team. So that's what Whimsicott is here for. Also, if he switches into something and I knock off and I don't see an item knock off, if I don't see an item get knocked off, then I'll know that that's a Z move. Okay, so that's cool. So yeah, like for example, if Entei switches in and I see no item, that's actually not one of his Z move users. If Weavile switches in, and why is Slowbro one of his Z move users? I feel like that should be Entei. Oh well, doesn't matter. Yeah. Anyway, Volcanion, Code Red, is here, boy. We have Subtoxic, Flamethrower, Steam Motion, because I really think Slowbro is coming. I mean, I don't see... He's brought it like 6 times, right? I don't see him not bringing it. Especially when it does really good against my team. Like, really good. So, with the max HP, we should be able to live a Psyshock behind us. We should be able to get up a sub, and the sub should not break if he goes for Psyshock. If he's, like, uninvested. If he's, like, you know, completely physically defensive. We have the Toxic there, obviously, for the Slowbro. If he starts getting Calm Minds up, I don't want to have the Z Solar Beam there, because it's not going to do enough. And he's just going to be able to outstall me, and then probably sweep my team, so... You know, I don't want that. So, you know, Toxic is just there so that I can substitute, live a Psyshock. If he goes for Calm Mind, that's fine. I can Toxic him. and we'll eventually just be able to take care of it. Chardy Berry is to take a Stone Edge from Entei, which I probably won't want to do, or won't need to do, since I have Incineroars right there. But it's nice to have, if he switches into Entei after I have taken something out with this thing, and I know I can live a Stone Edge, um, I can just, he's probably just going to go for the Stone Edge. I can stay in and Steam Eruption, and that's a big threat out of the way. But yeah, Chardy Berries, it's just kind of the fallback if I need it. So yeah. Last but not least, we have Konnichiwa, where Troy's banned in Mienshao just like last week. We are going to be able to outspeed an Entei with this amount of speed. We can high jump kick. He might bring Protect on a few things like Registeel or something. In which case, just good prep for him. But this second one's really up for grabs, to be honest, because my team's probably already Gen. But I'm still, I don't know, because Hacksters could be good, except Weavile's there, and Slowbro's there. Diggersby could be good, it could be good. Dodrio, Z mirror move could be good, but Ice Shard Weavile's just can do so much. And yeah, unfortunately, yeah, that's it. Yeah, Troy's better than Mienshao though does do a number 2 Steam. His Ghost type is Hoopa. If he wants to switch that in, we have Knockoff. Stone Edge is nice for Dragonite, obviously, and Entei. If it comes down to that, High Jump Kick probably. I mean, I know it'll 2-hit KO Hawlucha. I'm just not sure how much it would do. I'll do it later. I'll calculate later. But yeah, last but not least, we have U-turn just to pivot around. I guess that could be nice. I 2-hit KO I believe it's a physically defensive. I guess I can still 2-hit KO with High Jump Kick. That's how massive this thing is. Like, you can't switch into it, so unless you have a Ghost type, in which I'll have to knock off, but that should work. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please hit the like button. I'm really excited for this battle. I don't know how it's gonna go. I hope I win. I hope I don't lose. That'll be nice. I think this team can. I think this team's gonna do good. I'm pretty confident in it. I feel like the Wailord is gonna be really clutch for us. And what Wailord can't beat, I feel like multiple things on our team can beat in response. So hopefully, but you never know. That's gonna be that. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time.